sewer subcommittee meeting to order. Well, we got Rob on the line. Yeah, Rob Fitzsimmons is there too. Well, we got the local law proposed up there. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, okay. As everyone's aware, due to the sewer project that's going on, we need to revise our local law that administers the Commerce Park sewer system. And Ray took Greenport's sewer law that's existing, and we looked at our 1996 version, and we put a combination together that incorporates all the requirements of Greenport and all the requirements we would want going forward. That was circulated last month, and without any objection or problem, we are at the point now where we need to set up for a Board of Supervisors public hearing for the next meeting. So that's what this resolution would do.
So what we have before us is a resolution asking the Board of Supervisors to set a public hearing so that we can take comment on it.
I guess just one question. Who are we using for the commissioner?
Well, the way it will work is it's governed by the Columbia County Commerce Park Sewer Board. They technically administer the project. We have an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Greenport to connect to their system and for some day-to-day monitoring. And any violations or problems or issues or enforcement would go through the county attorney's office, as it always has been. It's pretty much existing the way it's been.
Would we be using, if we were working on getting a commissioner of public works, would that person be involved?
Yeah, a commissioner of public works would have oversight over the project and the system, and they would coordinate with the town of Greenport as to anything that's changing or happening with their system. For instance, if someone wanted to connect to the system, they would have to get permission from the Commerce Park Sewer Board and the town of Greenport and the approval of the county through the Commissioner of Public Works through the Public Works.
Carl unlocked the door.
Unlock.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need it unlocked.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
Right, but did it click?
Yeah, I believe the way, and just to, again, build upon that, I believe the way the local law is written is that it actually refers to a superintendent, and the superintendent is a person that is put in place by the Board of Commissioners for the sewer district.
Okay, I got you.
Any other questions on this proposed local law?
Bob, you said also that this could go, if we had a judgment against somebody, this could go against their property at one point. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the case. I mean, if we prosecuted a violation and got a conviction, we could file it as a lien. Yep.
Okay. And it's, I kind of seen it, but I didn't see it. Is it there?
Yeah, it's in the enforcement section.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
so we need a motion to move this to a public hearing if everybody was so pleased.
So moved.
Second.
A motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, Ray, do you have an update on the sewer project you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to provide the committee with an update. So as I reported last month, all the pipe and manhole structures are in place. Those have all been tested at this time, and they've all passed. All of the pump stations are in. The electrician is currently working on the services to each one of those. Generators are in place. We're still awaiting for a few of the utility poles to be installed by National Grid, but there are two locations, one being at the airport that the electrician is currently working on the service at that location, and there's one intermediate pump station that the pole was set, and the electrician is working on that service as we speak. So if all goes well, we are hoping that within the next 2 weeks, we'd be able to get the pump station and get the force main operating for the airport facility. And therefore, that old system can be then decommissioned. again, the electrical work is the only thing that still needs to be done there. Approximately 80% of the restoration work has been completed throughout the site. So that's including the asphalt paving. There's still an intersection that still needs to be done. But the majority of the grass and seeding has all been completed to date. So there's roughly 80% done there. And the contractor's working on fence installation and some landscaping at the present time as well. So if you're driving along 66, you may have seen a fence contractor there this week doing the installation of those fences around each one of the pump stations. So that's ongoing as well. Had a discussion with the Department of Environmental Conservation. So the permit is due for renewal for both the Commerce Center as well as the airport sand filter, those two discharges. Originally, they had sent the renewal notices to the county, and they were going to make the county go through an entire renewal process. I had spoken to Jamie Malcolm of the Department of Environmental Conservation approximately 2 weeks ago when I was dealing with a few other projects, and gave him an update as far as the status of the overall project and the fact that we do anticipate that the pump stations and the transmission system will be up and operational before the end of the year, with the decommissioning occurring sometime after that. And he had indicated that that being the case, that he recommended we provide a correspondence to his office and to the permitting office. And he would also then recommend that the renewal not move forward, and that the DEC allow us to just continue with the path that we're going. We're already under an order on consent as far as compliance. So what they would do is not require us to renew those two permits. So that'll save the county a little bit of money rather than having to go through that renewal process. So I'm in the process of preparing that along with an updated schedule. Once I get that together, I'll send copies out to everyone so that way they have it.
Rob would be disappointed if he didn't get to renew that.
It'd be nice to finally get those off the books for sure. So that's it as far as general information on that. We did meet with part of the restoration. My apologies. Part of the restoration, we did meet with New York State DOT. New York State DOT had come through, did a walkthrough with our office as well as the contractor on the areas of restoration that they wanted to see done, which included areas above and beyond which we had anticipated along areas of shoulders and things of that nature. We originally had gotten a proposal from the contractor based on those markouts of upwards of close to $43,000 in additional asphalt. We had pushed back with DOT as far as the areas. We've come to an understanding with DOT, and it looks like we'll be within the contract amount. So again, we're only talking a fraction of that. I think on all it was something in the area of maybe $10,000 worth of additional asphalt, which is a huge cost savings from where we were looking. But right now, overall contract wise, even with that additional asphalt, we feel with rock, some minor additions that we had and some subtractions as well, we still feel that we'll be coming in roughly at the contract price for the general contractor. And we also think that we'll actually have a small savings on the electrical contractor as well. So we're on budget at this point. I also had a exchange of emails with EFC, and this has to do with the finance. So I don't know if Ron Caponera wants to chime in on this as well, but there was still an issue apparently with the fact that the county had not been reimbursed for some of the engineering services. They were still outstanding, roughly in the area of $74,000, if I remember. I reached out to EFC to confirm that there were no issues with respect to anything outstanding or information that the county needed to provide. EFC came back and indicated via email that they have been satisfied. The only thing the county needed to do was to make a new request for those monies, that they weren't just going to automatically process it. So the county just needs to put together a new submission. So I don't know if Ron, if you have an update on that or not.
No, so they want me to resubmit that?
Yeah, unfortunately, they want you to resubmit it. Yeah. So it would have to be under a new submission. They're just not going to go off of the old submission.
There's another 9,000 they didn't approve either. And, I sent you that too. That was in, draw number 4, 9398.
Yeah, and he indicated that if you just put both of those together under a new submission, a new request, that they'll process those.
All right, gotta see if I can exactly find what invoices they held, but I'll look at that tomorrow.
Okay. If you want me to reach out to him, I can ask him to send us a copy of them.
Let me look first, Ray, and then I'll email you tomorrow.
Okay.
And I
Yep.
got another draw I gotta put down for, the electrician anyway, so I'll just incorporate it in that.
Okay, very good. And have you received, I know that there were a couple outstanding invoices from the electrician or requests. Have they been paid by the state as of yet?
They all been paid last Thursday.
Oh, last Thursday. Great. Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
Ron, we may have some of those invoices if you can't find them too.
Oh, I got them. I'll have to look tomorrow. I'll let you know, Ray.
Okay.
Not a problem.
All right. So that is the update that I have regarding the overall project. If there are any questions regarding the project from the commissioners, and then I just have an update on Ghent Rehab as well.
But Ray, I haven't seen an invoice draw from Keller in a long time either.
Oh, okay. Well, it is the end of the month, so I'll check with Mark because one should have been coming through this week. So
That's where we are with him.
okay, very good. I'll do that when I get off with the committee. Excuse me.
Any questions for Ray or Ron on the project and where we stand in the funding of it? Sounds like we're moving along pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
So as an update for Ghent Rehab, just been on the phone and sending emails to the Ghent Rehab's engineer. They've hired Pat Prendergast to assist them with the issue of the rags getting into the collection system, which ultimately impacts the existing sewer system as well as potentially these new pump stations. So as of this morning, I had a follow-up discussion with Pat. He's indicated that he has found a location where they can install a single grinder unit into the system, which was a concern of the facility owner. And what he'll do is it'll be placed on private property, so therefore it's outside of the county's right-of-way. And again, that way they would be responsible for operation and maintenance of that facility. And they would be piping the assisted living facility located to the rear of the nursing home. They'll be piping that facility into this one unit as well. So any waste heading out of either one of those two facilities would be going through this grinder station. So he anticipates that he would have a plan together and submitted by next week, along with a proposed schedule. So as soon as I get that information, again, I'll pass that information along. And I also anticipate seeing him tonight at a planning board meeting in the town of Greenport. So I'll discuss that with him as well to make sure we push that along.
Sounds good. I know there's been some recent complaints, so we want to keep right on that. So.
Yeah, and I was able to get some photos as well, which again always helps. So I was able to get some photos. I know that there have been blockages over the past, well, they've been pretty consistent, but especially I think last week, if not the week before, I think the Harkins Mechanical was out there 3 different times dealing with issues. I was able to get a few photos, forwarded those on as well. I mean, they included bottles, intact underwear, that were unfortunately placed within the system and so forth. So I'm hoping that got their attention. Apparently it did. It seems like they're taking action at this point.
About time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Very good.
All right.
Anything else from the committee?
I just want to thank everybody for the help that they've put forth to make Whittier and Ghent do what they need to do, and thank you. And appreciate it. It's been 4 years, right, Ray?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So Kathy, I don't know if you're going to the planning board meeting tonight, but
I'll be
Pat,
there.
Pat should be there, so it'll be a perfect opportunity for you to
Like come along, Bill.
reinforce the concern.
Pat him right on the back. Say, good job. Thank you.
Sure.
Well, we thank you, Kathy, for your insight on all of that and nudging it along. But
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, if you ever need a nurse, let me know.
anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns for the sewer subcommittee? Rob, should we take this resolution through Public Works too? I think it did say in there that was going to be approved by both.
Yeah, that would be good. Yep.
Okay. I'll get a motion there as well too, and then we'll set a public hearing.
I think, Rob, that'll be the second public hearing, because we usually do the budget that day too, December 8th. Yeah, that'll be the public hearing on the budget.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll coordinate the both public hearings with Kelly.
All right.
If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
See you at
everyone.
Public Works. Okay.
Take care.
I apologize for still meeting in this remote forum. One of these days we'll get back to meeting in person again and be able to really communicate. Up first, we just had a sewer subcommittee, and at the sewer subcommittee we passed a resolution authorizing the board of supervisors to set a public hearing for a proposed local law. What's happened is, many years ago, 1996, there was a local law created that organized the sewer district out there in the Commerce Park, and now that we've expanded it, it needed some more modernized language. So since we're asking Greenport to take this sewage and their guys are helping to maintain it, we wanted our sewer sub-district laws to match Greenport. So we've combined the two and kind of made it, not combined the district, but I mean combined the laws, so that what we need to do now is to have a public hearing that we set for December. So if it pleases everybody, I just need a motion to approve this resolution to move the local law.
Eldridge.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you much. Anybody that didn't get a copy of it, I know the sewer subcommittee's had that for a while. If anybody wants to see it, we can share copies of that. And this is a resolution that went through salary review committee a while ago. We're reclassing the airport manager duties to the Columbia County Director of Facilities position. What had happened is Dean Knox had always historically been our airport manager, and in Dean's passing, we realized that the FAA told us we were then without an airport airport manager. We need somebody to sign off on things, being an airport manager. Brian McDonald is our facilities director, and he's the only one in the county that had any history at the airport, and it may only make sense to appoint him to be the airport manager. So this resolution is officially appointing him the airport manager and adjusting his salary to compensate him for those additional duties.
Move it. Kippy.
Second, Guzzi.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried on. And we'll move on to our regular part of the meeting. And I think we have highway up first. Is that what you got? Yep. Take it away, Tony.
Okay. Can you hear me okay on this? I'm in my office, so.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Work schedule. We completed our hot mix patching, our dry box in the county roads for the year. We completed girder repairs on the Stall Bridge, County Bridge 105 in the town of Claremont. Completed 82.61 miles of center line and edge line pavement marking on county roads. 37.16 miles on town and city roads for a total of 119.77 miles on this round. We have 3 roads left, and those are the 3 roads that still have construction going on. So the striping contractor will be back to do them as soon as they're completed. We completed 10.7 miles of shoulder reconstruction on County Route 9 in the towns of Ghent, Chatham, and Austerlitz. Completed 2.75 miles of hot mix paving on County Route 9 in the town of Chatham and Austerlitz, and completed 1.6 miles of shoulder reconstruction on County Route 61 in the town of Chatham, and completed 0.8 miles of hot mix paving on County Route 61 in the town of Chatham. We completed 4.8 miles of hot in place recycling on County Route 10 in the town of Livingston, and paving is scheduled to begin after completion of State Route 82 paving, which started last week. I believe they had 3 good days in on it. They lost today to the weather, so they should wrap up, I would think, weather permitting, either tomorrow or Thursday, and then it will be moving to County Route 10 to complete that for us. The biggest struggle this year for us, aside from the weather, has been getting the contractors to get us in on their schedule, because the same weather that affects us affects them. So it's been kind of a tough year all around for everybody getting work done. We completed some parking lot repairs at 610 State Street. And again, with numerous driveway pipe installations, we started doing them. We have a pretty good list that we're working on. Mowing of roadways and landfills. We're looking to wrap up our mowing by the end of this week. We began shoulder backup on paved roads. I believe we completed County Road 61, and we're currently on County Route 9, which is our County Road 27. And we've begun setting up snow and ice equipment. Unfortunately, it's that time of year. Roadside sign maintenance and our usual equipment maintenance. Personnel update. We started interviews for the 6 seasonal labor positions. To date, we have gotten 4 applications. All 4 have been interviewed and sent for pre-employment drug tests. One of those has since gotten a job somewhere else. So we're waiting on 3. We interviewed 1 applicant for the motor equipment operator full-time positions. He went for his drug test. Those came back. He's good to go, and as of right now, is scheduled to start November 8th out of the Copake outpost. Still have 1 employee out on extended sick leave, 1 motor equipment operator out on workers' comp, 2 motor equipment operators have resigned. One of those is because he moved out of the area, and the other one got a job on National Grid. We currently have 8 open MEO positions and 1 highway equipment maintenance mechanic. And additionally, we have a road foreman that is retiring at the beginning of January. I spoke to him today, and his retirement date will be January 4th. So next month, I will be bringing that position to the budget committee and to Public Works, so that we can prepare to fill that. January, as I'm sure you're aware, is kind of rough time of year for us to lose a foreman because of snow and ice, particularly one that's out of one of the outposts. So that's where we're at with that. No new business, and I have 2 resolution requests. The first one is authorization for the chairman of the board to renew an intermunicipal agreement with New York State DOT, pending county attorney approval for the use of the county's new Lebanon yard and salt shed for snow and ice operations. That was the one that we first did last year after we gave those roads back to the state. Allows them to refill there when needed, and it worked out pretty well last year. But when Mike DeVal did it last year, he put it, just for last season. So he has to do a new one, so we can do it this year for the current season.
I'll move that.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And the second resolution requests authorization to fill the 4 vacant positions of motor equipment operator 1 in the highway department at the 2021 grade 12 step 1 salary of $37,602.
Kip, you got a question before we move into this resolution?
Oh, you gotta mute it.
I'm sorry, it'll be after this one.
Okay. All right, so we need a motion to approve this resolution to hire 4 vacant budgeted positions.
Move it.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now, Kippy, you got a question?
Yeah, so Tony, quick question. I know you probably don't know it yet, but where are we at Fishing Game Road? Can we get an update, or who's gonna be doing that? I don't know if it's you yet or the new engineer coming in or what's gonna happen, but has anything been going on? I'm getting a lot of people asking me what's gonna be happening with it. You think it'll be done by next year or be worked on by next year?
I do have something in the engineering report, and also today I did sign the permit for the all the signage and detours for the state roads. That's got to go to the state. So I believe they're looking, and like I said, it is in the engineering report. Winter 2021, spring 2022. So it looks like it's right around the corner for it to begin.
Okay, thank you. That'd be great.
Yep.
I have a quick question for Tony. Is my math right? We're gonna have 16 open positions with the foreman resignation. We only have 4 applications.
No, I don't think it's 16. I have 8. Let's see. I'm looking at my board right now.
6 seasonal, 8 full-time.
Yeah, 8 full time, 6 seasonal, and then the mechanic. We also still have an open assistant general foreman, and then the road foreman that's going in January. We've held off on the assistant general foreman. That one I haven't put in a resolution request for that. But yeah, the 8 MEOs, 1 highway equipment maintenance mechanic, the 6 seasonals. Some years we don't get 6 applications for it. Some years we do. Last year we only allotted for I think 3, and that's all we ended up getting anyways. So that's one of the things year to year varies. So yeah, that's where we're at with open positions right now. For my plow trucks, I plugged in the 5 or 4 I think solid waste guys that we got this year. They're already plugged in the trucks, and Jolie and I will get you that list, by the way. They're already plugged in the trucks, and the one new guy that I got starting on the 8th, full-time guy, I got him a position in a truck, and so far 1 seasonal whose drug test did come back, and it still leaves me, I believe, with 1, 2, 3 trucks that don't have wingmen at this time.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Yep, and outside of the winter, I know we tend to base our manpower and a lot of this discussion on the plow trucks and the vacancies in the plow trucks. But I can tell you that this past summer, we really saw the lack of manpower in trying to get some of these jobs done. It was a summer where we were given more money than we've ever been given before from the state, and we've had less manpower than we've ever had before, and we've had more equipment problems than we've ever had before. And a lot of that's because some of them, what should be minor repairs on some of these trucks, as well as some of the major repairs, And I think I spoke about it last month. We're sitting and waiting for parts, and it's all around. It's just kind of all worked together this year to make it kind of challenging. But the manpower is definitely that's a year-round thing, especially since we did unfund those 10 positions a few years ago with the state runs. So you take those 10 positions and the 8 that we're short now, that's 18 positions just on the road crew that we had 3 years ago that we don't have right now.
Tony, how many trucks do we still have held up in maintenance and how long? I mean, in repairs and how long?
Well, I can tell you on plow trucks right now, 4 of our frontline trucks are down. 2 of them are down at Allegiance. 2 of them are here waiting on parts. And I believe another 4 of our spare trucks are down as well.
Now, these are warranted trucks on the warranty?
The ones that are down there at Allegiance are. The rest of them aren't.
So and how long have they been tied up with no parts?
Some of them for at least a month or better.
Right.
I feel our tractor trailer, our tractor's been down for probably a month and a half, 2 months at this point. It was to the point where this year there was a time where we needed to move some of our equipment. We actually had to have Finks from across the river that we rent equipment from. They actually came and moved it for us. They charged us. But we were able to charge it as part of the road project and part of the CHIPS project, but still, it kind of limits us. We're about to wrap up our shoulder back up on County 9 in Austerlitz, and then from there, that machine, which is our shoulder widener, has to go from there down to Ankrum to start the shoulder back up down there. The only way we can move that is with our low boy. So I'm hoping within the next few days that it takes the complete County 9. The low boy should be back together. The parts are in. They're just putting it back together.
But so the trucks that are new, we've got 4 new trucks that are sitting there for a while still yet. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what are they waiting for? Do you know what kind of parts?
I don't know. I'd have to check with Dennis on exactly what parts they're waiting for. He kind of keeps me posted as to what's been fixed, what's still waiting to get fixed. And I don't really write down the specifics in terms of parts.
Right. I understand.
Not much I can do one way or the other on it.
Yeah. So those trucks have been there now a month or longer?
I feel like the trucks down at Allegiance have been there about a month, I think he said. I spoke to him earlier today. Some of our trucks in the garage, including some of our spare plow trucks, have been, a month or 2 months. Doesn't help that we're short a mechanic either. That also plays into it.
Yeah, right.
I know, Tony, in my business, I've been waiting for a fan for a truck. Been down for over a month. Waiting for it to come in from Funk. So yeah, we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. We have one of our frontline plow trucks is waiting on, I think, a brake cylinder, and nobody has it anywhere. So it's crazy.
Now, is that a warranty item, Tony, in that truck or not? No.
Say that again, Jimmy. Cut out.
Is that a warranted item in that truck?
The truck that's waiting for it, I don't believe so. No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I hear it causes a nightmare with getting the trucks in and out of the shop when they're all waiting on parts too, doesn't it, Tony?
Yeah. And I think I don't remember if it was last month's meeting or this. I found this out in between meetings. But I think I talked to you about it, Ron. The truck that we ordered out of this year's CHIPS money, the plow truck. I tried to follow up with Allegiance a couple weeks ago, and their response was the cabin chassis was scheduled to be built. It's the cabin chassis, May of 2022. So this is a truck we ordered back in April or May, I think, of this year.
Yeah.
And then, that doesn't even, from there, and it's still got to go and get the body and all the plow equipment put on it.
When we ordered it, we weren't sure it was going to get here by January. Now you're talking next summer.
Yeah, the only piece of equipment I've gotten so far that we ordered this year was the roller, and that's because they had it in stock. We're still waiting on the loader, pickup trucks, the truck, everything.
Hey, quick question, Tony. Are you having trouble getting tires too? Because I know we're finding trouble to get certain tires.
Not that I'm aware of, but Dennis was just going through the tire stock today to see what he needed to order. So that may change. I may find out tomorrow that we are having trouble getting tires. But he has not brought that to my attention.
Okay, well, that's a good thing right now then.
Yeah, and it could very well be just because we haven't needed any, so I don't know.
All right, if that's all for Tony, we'll move on to Jolene.
Okay, projects that we're working on, B&L has been working on our solid waste master plan. They're confident that their original schedule, which you have, is going to be on point. We reached out to Michael O'Hara as he sits on both EMC and the Climate Smart, and he gave us an overview of what their objectives are for the next 10 years. So we'll be incorporating that also into our plan. Top Load Building, we were just notified that they can't get the materials from the original vendor that they had hoped to get them from. So we don't have a date yet as to when or if construction will be starting this year, although we're not too confident. But we did work with Highway on a traffic plan. So when the time comes, we'll be ready to go. Recycling in the county buildings in coordination with the Climate Smart, solid waste and facilities have implemented the program. Some small details that we're working out, but overall, the feedback has been pretty good. Food scrap recycling program, the composting vessel is at the Copake Station, has been collecting waste, food waste since September. Along with the vessel demonstration handouts, educational material has also been handed out for people that are interested in the backyard composting. The bins did come in, so we hope to either get them out this week or next week. We're going to do the pilot program at Chatham and Copake Station. And a number of the Climate Smart communities in the towns have reached out. And what I'm telling them is, as we get this program going, we'll extend it to the rest of the stations. It probably will not be till spring though. And we will also be doing some outreach to see if there's any community gardens located in these towns where our stations are or nearby, where we can do a closed loop system. I do have one resolution request before the committee, and it's authorization to fill one full-time labor position, starting salary at $34,311. And this position is vacant as this was an individual that was out for over a year on medical leave.
Move it, Kippy.
Second, Mettler.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and that's all I have unless you have questions.
No questions. Thank you, Jolene. I think
Thank you.
Chatham does have a community garden down at the Crellin Park there. can
Okay,
put some
we'll be
stuff
reaching
in
out to them.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll move on to engineering. Tony, do you want to run through that, or do you want me to cover some of that, or?
It's up to you. I have it in front of me. If you want to run
Go
through
ahead.
it.
Yep.
Okay. All right, County Route 25, Fitting Creek, the Stockport Bridge replacement. The closeout process is ongoing. Consultant engineer has recently been contacted as for the necessary paperwork for New York State. They have agreed to recompile the information forwarded to our office for final disposition. County Route 18, Fishing Game Road Highway reconstruction in Clobber. Final plans, specs, and estimates for the project are being reviewed and will be sent to the New York State DOT and the Federal Highway. And in the next 2 weeks for their final review and comments. Final right-of-way acquisition closings are complete. National Grid will be on site beginning this week to begin the utility pole relocation. And the project is still on track to let bids for construction for 2021, spring 2022. County Route 7A, Copake Hamlet reconstruction. GPI has completed all field topographic survey work for the project and is currently working on design and potential right-of-ways and/or permanent easement mapping. Project is still on target for construction during 2023. Bridge New York program, Valley View Road, Bash Fishbrook. Final design plans are expected in October. For county and New York State DOT review and approval, construction bids are expected to be let this winter with construction starting in spring, early summer 2022. Locally funded bridge program, Howellville Bridge, Melville Paper Mill Bridge project closeout continues. West Taconic Bridge, Woodward Bridge, is a minor delay due to a delivery and production issue with the bearing material for the new bridge deck. The bearing manufacturer anticipates new materials will be in his shop sometime this week. And I was down the West Taconic Bridge the other day, and everything else is complete down there. Like it says, they're just waiting for what they need to put the deck on. 2021 multi-bridge element specific repair and improvement contract. During repair work on the River Road Bridge in the town of Chatham, the contractor discovered unanticipated holes in force and an angle iron at the bridge joint that needs to be replaced. This additional repair will cost $17,945, and a change order is being prepared. This is a necessary repair as the bridge is the only access for 6 property owners on the east side of the bridge. And that'll be resolution request number 6, it says here. There will also be an increased cost to the engineering consultant contract for this project. Request for proposals for future bridge project designs. Once the future bridge projects have been selected, an RFP for consultant design service will be advertised and hopefully by midwinter. 2022 multi-bridge element specific repair projects. A meeting will take place in early November with Barton and Judas to select member bridges for next year's project. B&L is compiling a list of bridges from other years that weren't completed for us to choose from. And Mike DeRuzio is reviewing additional bridge repairs for possible inclusion. Stuyvesant Falls Bridge. We're notified by New York State DOT that a level 1 rating must be performed for load posting on this bridge due to defects discovered during the annual inspection. The last time a level 1 rating was performed, 2015, 2016, it cost about $70,000 and included the bridge being closed during the day for about a week. During the conversation with the previous consulting engineer, Ryan Biggs, it was agreed that a new inspection would cover the areas the state inspectors called out and as opposed to a repeat full-scale inspection, which will hopefully reduce the cost by quite a bit. Ryan Biggs is reviewing the New York State DOT inspection and yellow flags and will submit an estimate for the load rating in the next few weeks. County Route 25A road repairs. Construction is on track with paving to begin Monday or Tuesday of this week. As of now, that has not started, so I'm going to have to assume it'll be next week. The paver is there. I just think they got delayed with weather unless they show up later on this week. Shortly after, the guide road will be installed, and hopefully the roadway will be reopened by early November. And got 2 resolution requests, it look like. The first one, resolution is requested authorizing the chairman of the board of supervisors to execute a quitclaim deed, the abandonment of a portion of former County Route 20 right-of-way no longer required for highway purposes to Patricia Rubin in the town of Ghent, and pending the survey supplied by the property owner. Whereas in April 1992, New York State DOT had a County Route 20 intersection with New York State Route 66 closed as a condition of the highway permits issued for Columbia County Commerce Park, and a section of the old roadbed was moved, seated, and is no longer used as a through road.
Move it. Second.
A motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution requested authorizing the chairman of the Columbia County Board of Supervisors to approve the addition of extra work required for additional repair work at County Bridge 3222050 River Road over the Stony Kill in the town of Chatham. The original 2021 county multi-bridge repair construction contract, original contract C259-2 between Town and County Bridge and Rail Corp. and Columbia County in the amount of $17,945. Whereas immediate response was required by the county DPW to immediately address necessary steel repairs discovered during preparation for painting by Town and County Bridge and Rail Corp. Under the original 2021 multi-bridge repair contract, this work is necessary as this bridge is the only access for 6 property owners on the east side of the bridge. Bridge force account H15E51114000E4000.
I do want to say, everybody, I did talk to Ron Caponera about this, and this is, well, within the budget. We had budgeted more money in the multi-bridge contract line than what we had actually allotted in the contract. So even with this addition, we're still under the budgeted amounts.
I can vouch for those holes. My property goes right up next to it. I don't use the bridge. I'm on the west side, but there are holes in it like this. I walk my dog down to it every night, so.
And you think we should
We're
fix
not
it?
trying to drum up extra business.
I'll move it.
I guess I'll
Second,
second
Kippy.
it.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you much.
That's really all I got.
Any questions for Tony on the engineering? I think we answered Kippy's question on Fish and Game Road, so we're trying to move that ahead.
Yep, everything goes good. Thank you.
Yep. And Brian would be up next with facilities.
Good evening, everybody. We'll touch base on a couple things. We have on there waiting on the utility box for 2F, which we ran through the committee before. We ordered it the 16th of August. It's not due till mid-December. We're crossing our fingers, but that may not even be the right date. But technically, they told us it should be here by mid-December. Then we'll have, highway mechanics install it. So that's what we're waiting on for that. We assisted with the countywide shredding, which happened last Monday and Tuesday, which then we had a positive case in that general area, which took 3 of my employees out for 10 days. So I'm still waiting to get them back. They're on mandatory quarantine from the health department. Let's see here. Courthouse, an update on that project up in the main courtroom. State IT finished installing all the floor receptacles and most of the sound equipment. So far right now that we're just waiting on monitors to be installed in the jury box. Our problem is we've been waiting on carpet. The color and the style that was picked out wasn't due to be produced till the end of October. So last email, which was today, should be November 5th arrival of the carpet. So we should be able to start moving that project forward once we get the carpet in. The public safety building, I just spoke with the captain. He has extra funds. We're going to start working on replacing the countertop that's in the control room. It's going to be a little tricky because all the wires, and that's what controls everything throughout the jail. So I got to do a lot of research on where all the wires. So it's going to be interesting, but we're working on getting prices on the countertop, a UPS, and researching where all the wires go. So we should have that done hopefully before the end of the year. The fire training center, we had to run the electric and install a disconnect for the vehicle exhaust system. Let's see here. Basically, we're going through working with highway and trying to get a list of lights that need to be replaced, and we're getting their heating units all prepped and ready to go for the upcoming winter. Down at the Claremont Chapel, we had to do a little minor repairs and getting ready for the event that's happening this Thursday. Run through again the lift station at down at the Granite Drive. We had to work on that. We pulled stuff out of that one pump. And down at the wastewater treatment plant, we had 3 occasions where both pumps were out, 9/28, 10/7, and 10/18. But that's going to be addressed, shortly. A quick airport update. We have been noticing, I think, 3 or 4 deer out at the airport. I got a hold of Lewmakers. I believe I'm saying that right. And they were the company that did the, what we call harvesting last time back in, I guess, 2018. Their contract was for about 6,500, but the guy seems to think we can work something out. But I'm gonna look into talking to Passroad to see if there's anything available with FAA to help, you know, with the funding of if we have to pursue this again. Airport currently updating their every 3 years we have to do a airport security plan. So a couple things have changed, so I got to update that, and I'm working with the state on that. Then there was one other thing right now at the courthouse. I spoke with the county attorney's office, and they said maybe we could run through the committee first. We've had some homeless people living at the gazebo from time to time. This last go around, this guy had a good setup. He had a dehydrator, a heater, blankets, a wheelchair, a fryer. You know, he was cooking big pieces of fish, beer cans all over the place. So,
Where's this again?
the gazebo in front of the courthouse.
Sounds like
Really?
a party.
Yeah. It was
Set up
funny
in my
when I got
living room.
called over there. There's a big fish head in the yard and pieces all over the place. I'm like, wow. And he's dehydrating, I think. I don't know what it was, fish or something there. So we got rid of him. And they asked me to just have it go through the committee. It's hard. We can't really put no trespassing on the gazebo because people do use it, you know, to like read during the day or something. So we figured maybe if we came up with just signage with like the gazebo rules. So he wanted me to go through it. So I came up with, one thing would be items left unattended will be discarded. Gazebo closed after dark. No alcohol, beverages, or drugs allowed. No sleeping in or on the gazebo.
You forgot cooking.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
Hey, Brian, are they using electric or propane to cook?
They used electric, so I shut it off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that would
Yep.
be the thing to do, you know?
Yep.
Well, why don't
And,
you just cross it all out and say no fun allowed?
Yeah.
So, is there anything else anyone can think of? You guys all have parks that you through your towns. Is there anything else that should be on there?
I think
Give it a
shutting
little
the
more time,
electric.
you might be cooking eggs Benedict out there for everybody. I don't know.
So I figured, Rob asked me to go through the committee to make sure, this is something just to put on there. I don't know if we're going to get into the enforcement phase yet, but this way, if things are unattended, we usually, before we put a note on it, let it go for a day. And if we can't find out who's there, then we'll take it just so you guys know this is what we've been doing if no one has a problem with it. But we try to leave something for the person, explain, hey, please don't leave your stuff here. You can't, because they have pillows and sleeping bags, and this guy had a good setup.
I think though shutting the power down is gonna
Yeah.
slow them down a little bit,
Yeah.
What if
So
the
most
Hudson
people
Police
hardly
Department
knew there
did?
was power there anyways because it's up high.
Yeah.
But so it's shut off now. We have to turn it on because we do rent. We don't rent it out, but we let people have weddings there, which
Right.
we have to supply power, and they have to get permission. So if everyone's all right with this is what we were going to put up for now for the first step. So they just wanted to bring it in front of the committee, and like I said, this all happened on Monday, so really didn't have time to put anything into the for tonight. So
So do you need a resolution on that? You want a motion?
I don't think we really need a resolution. If I just put if everyone's fine with it, if we have to do an action like against somebody, I think that's what we're looking at. So maybe if we come up with the sign, maybe I'll have everything ready for the next meeting. If we want, we can do a resolution just to
Yeah, well, I'd whip up a sign and put it up there, and we'll start with it and see.
and see what happens.
That'll discourage them too a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. This way, because like I said, there's a lot of people that read during the day, and they do have lunch in there. Then most people are very good. They leave, there's nothing there. But this guy's throwing beer cans and fish heads in the yard. I don't think we we don't need that.
If you cook in public, you gotta share it with the public too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of fish. It was a big fish, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much all I have right now. Any questions? Yeah, I think that's it. So.
Somebody had a question. Linda Mushman, who was that? Go ahead, Linda.
Hey, thanks. You know, the people who are working on the Hudson 7th Street Park have asked me, is it possible that that tourist building, the little tourism hut could be moved? Nobody uses it and they're trying to fix that park up. How do I go about that? Since facilities is on this call.
Well, I think we'd have to talk to planning. They're the ones that I probably purchased it and put it there, to my knowledge. You know, or tourism and planning. I can talk to Ann Cooper, you know, or one of them and see. Like I said, I don't know if they plan. Yeah, they haven't had someone there in a while. So
Yeah, nobody's used that little tourist hut for a long time, and trying to make that park a little better and a little friendlier. And that tourist hut seems like it's not very useful to anybody. So if you could help me, Brian, that'd be great.
yeah, I'll talk to people, you know, and from tourism and find out if they just want to get rid of it, or if they want to relocate it. But you guys, you know, as long as I don't know what kind of process they went through to put it there, but I'll get more information. I'll get a hold of you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Brian.
Yep.
Brian, did you say you had a couple guys on quarantine?
Yes, correct. 3.
Do you have to quarantine them if they've been vaccinated?
No, see, luckily, like that's what kind of saved me, because I did have other people there in that mix, and they were fully vaccinated. So we just had to make sure that, you know, they didn't have to be quarantined, but we kind of just kept them a little way and had them tested. You know, we advised them to get tested, and so far none of them have come back positive. But they were in a close proximity during that shred day down in the basement of 325, and it's close quarters down there, and that's why they deemed them to get them out of there, or that they had to be quarantined. So they come back Friday, so just in time for voting machines.
That's what I was going to ask you, Brian. Are you able to get a truck to deliver the voting machines? Okay.
Yes. You know, of course, we switched to a different company after the last fiasco with Penske. But we did ask for was it a 26, and they did give us a 16 again. So we got our fingers crossed about the upcoming election. We got it reserved, but when we show up, that's the only way we know. So we'll find out tomorrow.
My hand's up.
Yeah, Kathy, go ahead.
Oh, hey, my hands. So Brian, regarding the voting machines, they're bringing them on Monday. This is to town hall. They're
Okay.
bringing them to Monday, and they have to be secured in the supervisor's office because of the court. And then Tuesday, they're going to be brought out in the morning, but they're not picking them up till Friday.
Yes. Let me. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the way that they come up with the schedule. Is like you were the third day of delivery, which is Monday. So we just mimic the, you know, they come up with the schedule. So the following day would be, you know, Thursday would be on Wednesday,
right.
you know, and then like Friday would be Thursday, Monday would be Friday. So they
Okay.
just like kind of just overlap, you know, in order from delivery to pickup.
So you're in charge of that whole thing?
No, the Board of Elections set the schedule.
Okay, because they have they're delivering to town hall at 8:45, and then they're delivering across the street at like 11:15. And if once they get there, they're not leaving. They're going to walk across the street and go to the community center. You know what I mean? There's like an hour and some difference in between them.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at that right now.
Right, and pick up too. So that's not going to happen. And my issue, I'll have to call Board of Elections, is because if they're going to secure that in my office on Wednesday, Thursday, I can't use my office
Okay.
because I'm on the ballot. I can't go in there.
Gotcha. Oh, I see. What they do sometimes is throw them together a little bit. We're gonna 10:15. Is that 9:20 is the town hall? 10:40 is the community center, which is like you said across the street.
Right across the
We'll,
street.
we'll have that way in advance.
Okay.
I'll speak with him. I bet you this was supposed to be 9:40. You know, they just got
Okay.
it wrong here because, like I said, an hour and 20 minutes to roll across the street. So,
All right, because I really need to know what time they're gonna be there because of the people that I need to be there. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'll get a hold of them tomorrow and adjust this.
Okay,
Like I said, this could just be an oversight. Yeah, because like I said, it should be 9:40.
all right.
Um,
Yeah, let me know. Would you let me know?
But your problem is going to be on the pickup, though. Yeah, you don't want it be stuck there the whole time.
Yeah.
Kathy, you can't turn on that machine and make it load anyway until they do it. So you could be in the office with it. Doesn't matter.
After it's over and they pick it up?
They always leave it in my town hall, and you know. I don't
Okay,
care.
okay,
It's
okay.
just
All right,
there.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, it should. They're going to have seals on them, so like tamper-proof seals. So you should be fine if you know. I would just do you have anywhere else you could just store it for the meantime? Because like some places, like Supervisor Not said, they just leave it usually right out in the conference room, right? If I remember correctly, up against the back wall. So
Okay, it's just there.
The only,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's Monday when they deliver. The only reason last year, I was in charge of them. This year I can't be because I'm on the ballot. So I have two that are going to be in charge of it. We can't put, because the court, we have such a big court on Monday. We didn't want them in there. Don't worry about me touching them. It was, and they used the conference room for conferences with the attorney and the people that are there for
Okay.
court.
So Mondays are going to be big. Like I said, I mean, I can only
Monday,
go
I
to-
don't care if they lock it in my office on Monday. I don't care. I'm good with
Okay.
that. It's afterwards, Wednesday and Thursday. That's even fine too, because I'll go into another office. I said I'll just tape off the office just to let, because I'm not going to go in there.
Now your office
But
is
just to
gonna
pick
be,
them up at the same time.
your office is going to be locked Monday. Does anyone have a key that could? Get
Oh
that
yeah,
so
we'll
that-
get you in there. Don't you worry about
Okay.
that.
Well, it would be your custodian, and that does that in the morning. That's the only thing.
Yep, that's what I need to know, what time.
Yeah.
Sure, they're going to be there around.
Yep. I'll confirm and I'll get a hold of you tomorrow.
Okay.
But like so far, this has already been out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell her that they screwed that one time up, which is no big deal.
Good.
We'll be able to get it right away, and then we're good. So
Thanks so very much, Brian. I don't like to add anything else to your plate.
yeah, no, I usually look at these, but I never even saw it because like usually it stays the same. But I'm glad you brought that up because that's 200 feet for an hour and 20 minutes. That's quite a
Yeah, it's not going to happen because I said I'll stand out and I'll stand in front of the truck.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yep, no problem.
Hey, don't forget, we've got that resolution, Brian.
Yep.
Correct. Yep.
I'll remind them of that.
Yeah, that's right. Good
Oh,
job.
boy.
Yep, we would like the request is the authorization for facilities to declare 15F 2008 Ford F-350 as surplus and to sell at auction. The reason why is the cost of repairs just exceeds the value of the vehicle at this point. This vehicle was one of the ones we got from the highway department and had at our jail for a couple years, and it actually worked out really good for it. So we did get our money's worth.
That was my Mormon truck when I was in Copac. That was my truck.
Was it? Yeah, no, the guys like it, push snow good, but now there's so much wrong with it. We got to let it go.
Used to plow 344 right up the mountain with that truck. Never hesitated.
Is that a 6-liter or a 6.4?
Drive pickup truck.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I have no idea on that. But it did.
I'll make a
work well.
motion.
Got a motion? Kathy, got a second?
Second, Kippy.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That all you got, Brian, in resolutions?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I would like to thank everybody for, the airport. It's quite a bit, but I appreciate the of giving that to me. So I appreciate it.
Good. Well, we thank you for being there for us.
Did we tell him we're gonna give him a box of shells to take care of those deer instead of paying someone big dollars to harvest?
I was gonna wait for Tippy to bring that up. I thought he would do that for us, but, yeah.
I'm gonna be away, otherwise you're on your own.
Okay, all right.
Well, so far it's 4 deer right now, and I heard through the grapevine that Meadow Greens found, I think it was 3 or 4 dead deer on their property. I was like, well, who knows if it'll make its way to the airport? I don't think we're that lucky though. So, but we'll see. But I haven't. Rich hasn't called me in a couple days, so who knows? He usually gives me an update. They were on the runway every day for at least 2 weeks, running across. So
That could be all bad.
yeah.
All right, is there any other questions, comments, concerns to bring before the Public Works Committee? Anybody from the public there, Sherry, or?
That I'm not sure. I'm not on the YouTube station.
I forget these things when we're doing remote, but
I did too. Let me see.
I guess they email you if they've got a question from outside. Is that what they do?
Typically,
Yeah.
Oswaldo, do you see anything on the YouTube station?
Okay. Just checking. Every once in a while, I forget these things. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Eldred second.
Second. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.